Buffalo Bills are en route to the playoffs.
Come on now, the Bills are making it happen now. Stand up now, come on and shout.
Buffalo Bills go undefeated. And we're going to the Super Bowl.
Right now, baby. Come on, come on.
No one
Come on
circles the
and
wagon
shout.
like the Buffalo Bills.
All right, we are live, and we are back. Welcome to another episode of the Overdue Bills podcast. Listen, we're excited, we're grateful because football is back, man. We're back in the swing of things.
Sir.
Games is happening at a rapid pace. Preseason is here. Lots to talk about, lots to get into, and we have the guys with me today, man. I have my guy, Matt, a.k.a. Matty Ice, a.k.a. Fresh Off the Vacay. Matt, what's up, man?
Not much, man. I'm hydrating. Had a long weekend. Just fresh off the plane this morning, right to work,
Off the PJ.
What you mean hydrated? What you mean? Why you dehydrated? You was draining yourself? Pause.
I was got into the sauce a little bit,
All right,
the sauce.
All right,
Shout out to the sauce. Shout out to the sauce.
Mm-hmm.
Where you go? Where you go?
I was in Vegas for the weekend.
I like Vegas
it's
trip.
my second home, pretty much.
Shout out.
You bet on the Bills? You bet on the Bills?
I actually did. I threw in a light wager. I was watching it poolside, light flex. No big deal.
Poolside. Oh man. Shout out to
had it on the roof, the rooftop pool, no big deal or nothing, just hanging out.
Yeah.
But
Light.
I was able to. Mm-hmm. No, it was a good time though, man. Good time. Glad to be back though, talking about some Bills football.
For sure.
Wonderful. And shout out to yours truly, man. All-purpose rap, man. He's here, man. Had a little scare, but he's here, y'all. Shout out to him, man. Rap, how you doing, man? I know it's a little rough week.
I'm good, man. This is my flu pod. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing my flu pod. You know what I'm saying? I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I've been taking anything that looked like medicine. I've been drinking. Taking shots of infants Tylenol and Motrin. So I'm good though. But I'm ready to pop. Let's get it.
Yeah.
Amazing. And we're definitely here to pod. Mm-hmm. And we got to let people know, because the reason why we're really here is definitely for the fans, but also, man, we got some people with us who's making all this possible. And Matt, please let the people know who is sponsoring the show.
Yes, sir. This episode and every other episode is brought to you by the good people at Buffalo Wing Kings. There's two things the guys here at the Overdue Bills podcast know. That's Bills football and that's wings. Our first choice and the best choice is Buffalo Wing Kings. Hit them up for parties, events. We got games coming up, tailgates. Definitely get with Buffalo Wing Kings and, make sure they get you all the wings and all the food you guys need. Stop down and see him at 484 Elmwood Avenue or give him a call at 716-248-1427 and find out why they say and we know they got the best wings in town, hands down. And make sure when you call, you mention the Overdue Bills podcast, get 10% off your order. You can also hit them up on Uber Eats and DoorDash.
Listen, shout out to Buffalo Wing Kings, man. It's definitely wing season. It's always wing season here, especially in Buffalo. Yep. So please hit them up. Because they've been rocking with us, for a long time. And is it
a more perfect food item than a wing?
I don't think so. I can't even front. I actually got some Wing Kings next to me right now. I had to get some wings when I got
always rapping milk. I mean, Matt always rapping.
I had to. I'm like, man, you know what? I gotta get some dinner. Before we do the pod, grab some Wing Kings. Easy decision. One of the best decisions I made all day.
shout out the Wing Kings. And listen, let's do this. Let's get this housekeeping out the way because we got a lot to talk about. So let me tell y'all now, overduebillspod.com. Overduebillspod.com. One of the greatest websites in the world. And I guess I'll say this now. Shout out to our editor-in-chief, man. He turned 30, Mike D.
Big 3-0.
Big 3-0. Happy birthday to our guy, man. Shout out to him. I know he had
the last one on the pod, or you are, Sam. Yeah, you're on deck.
Childish.
Yeah, Sam's on deck. I'm on deck. Be looking out for that. But so shout out to our guy Mike. You know, he's definitely doing. So he said he's gonna be in a pod next week. So I know you got a lot of.
Believe it when I see it.
Couple weeks. He got a 30-day birthday shenanigans, couple weeks. So shout out to Mike, man. We appreciate him. Shout out to the editor-in-chief. And like I said, overduebillspod.com. Shout out to Buffalo fan base. We got merch at the website. We still got a sale going on. Listen, we need you to go right now. Hurry up and get your merch, t-shirts, hoodies, hats, sweaters, all those amazing things. Just go to the website. You will see everything at overduebillspod.com. And we ask you, please hit that like button, y'all. Wherever you're at, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, hit that like button. You can follow us. Please follow Buffalo fan base. Follow Overdue Bills. Follow everything, man. Follow, like, share, rate, and review. All those amazing things. You help us get the word out to the people. And with that being said, we got to do this quick question of the day, man. Quick question of the day. I wanted to ask this question because there's a lot of hype around preseason, right? Especially for Buffalo Bills fans. I think it was about 45,000 people there in stadium. And there's a lot of hot takes, right? Like every group chat is lighting up if you have any Bills fans in there about what's going on, engaging in hyperbole. This guy is the next Bruce Smith. This guy is the next, right? It's just a lot. It's a lot going on. And so I wanted to ask y'all, just if we can raggle our minds, if you can think about at a time in your Bills fandom, one preseason darling, right, that you can remember. Can you remember one preseason darling that kind of like stuck out, kind of like you remember everybody was talking about it, he's going to be the next, you know what I'm saying? He had such a great preseason game and what have you. I don't know if y'all have one yet, but I have one. I'm going to go, I had a couple, but I don't know if y'all remember Joyce Bell. He was running back. Yeah, running back for the Bills, and he like kind of killed it, right? Like he was murdering in the preseason. Everybody was like, "Yo, we gotta get him." It's crazy. Needless to say, he didn't make the team. Fred Jackson, Marshawn Lynch, CJ Spiller. That's when we had all those guys. I think this was 2015. Joy Bell was good. Like he had a really great, like he had two amazing games. Where it's like, yo, this guy might be the next, y'all. Like, we didn't find it. He didn't make the team, but shout out to him though. Like it was a time. Like I got excited. Shout out to Tito in the comments. I when I looked this up, because I was trying to figure out, can I remember? Jeff 2 was definitely 2 a time. That was a thing. That actually was a thing. That was a legit thing. Was
definitely a thing.
It was definitely a thing. But Matt, do you remember one? Can you have one?
So yeah, no, I got one for sure. He was the preseason guy for a couple years in a row. My boy Marcus Easley. It seemed like every preseason, bro, he caught like a 90-yard touchdown pass, and I was like, "Yo, this dude, he's got potential. He could be on the roster. He's good." And it just never quite like he definitely made the 53 at some points in his career, but it just never panned out for him. I thought, damn, this guy could be a sleeper or one of those guys. Every preseason he just showed out, but it just never came to fruition.
Listen, and I see, shout out to Jeff Toole was crazy, because EJ Manuel, like obviously EJ Manuel, but like everybody was like, we got another one, y'all. We didn't actually get another one, but at that time, like it was crazy. Rad, can you remember one? If not, I got another one.
Keep going, keep shooting.
I got another one. Like
keep shooting.
Christian Wade.
Like,
oh my God, rugby. He was a really, I was like, all right, y'all. Like we thought Christian Wade,
Christian Wade would have like 2 carries for like 80 and a touchdown.
Oh man, we thought he was changing pace for sure. Like, he's coming in speed. We got one, y'all. We didn't have one. Like it didn't happen like that. But I kind of wanted to go back down memory lane. Shout out to all the players in preseason right now, because realistically, this is their look. This is their livelihood, and like I pray that all of them do well, even if they don't make our 53-man roster, whether it be the practice squad, whether it be like another team, because we're going to talk about somebody who another team is looking at, and somebody on our team, another team is looking at. We're going to talk about that in a minute, but shout out to all the preseason players, man. Mad love. Shout out to Tool Time, Christian Wade, Joyce Bell, all those amazing guys, man. Shout out to all of you, and a couple of them we got right now. But With that being said, I want to get a little lighthearted. Shout out to everybody in the comments, man. Please, share this joint so everybody can see this. We got to get into the preseason game, man. Bills versus Colts. We really got to talk about it. A lot of things happen. I know you watched a lot of overviews. I know you know what I mean, we're scouring the internet for content, but Overdue Bills is here. And we didn't want to necessarily I don't want to say Monday morning quarterback, but we didn't want to do that. We wanted to give it some time. We saw the game, give it some days to kind of sit with us. And so I'm going to go to Matt first. Mm-hmm. Matt, we got to go winners and losers, right? Or people that's, I guess stock that's going up, stock that's going down. But I want you to stay on the offensive side specifically. And if you're in the comments, let me know who was your winners or losers. But Matt, can you give me some winners and losers on the offensive side specifically from the preseason game?
Yeah, so I'm gonna go, winners first. I think an easy, clear one in the wide receiver room. I was just gonna go one, but Khalil Shakir and Isaiah Hodgins, they won the day. Their stock went up after the game. Definitely, they took advantage of guys not playing like Diggs, McKenzie, all those boys sat it out that day. So they definitely stepped up, took advantage, and finished those drives to come down and win the game. And then I would say losers. Somebody mentioned in the comments, Case Keenum was a loser in the game. He had the whole first half. He couldn't really do anything. Turn the ball over, and kind of made it easy for Matt Barkley to come in and do no wrong. And so that's my winners and losers on the offensive side. I wish I could have got the defensive side, but it's all good. We're gonna turn that over to Rad.
Oh no! Rad's gonna go. Rad. I mean, offense just for now.
Oh, all right.
We'll all get a chance.
Yep.
Rad, do you have any more?
Some winners for sure. I think Zach Moss ran hard. He showed a little pop. He showed like, I'm trying to make this team. I'm trying to be relevant. I'm not trying to make this team. I'm trying to be a part of this offense. When I get in the game, I want to make effective runs, be effective, be good. I think he looked great. Obviously, Matt says Shakir, that's my guy. I think he looked awesome. But I mean, I want to give some love to Matt Barkley. I know, I'm saying been bashing him. Last week I bashed him, but he threw a pick or whatever. But he led the comeback. He looked good. He looked way better than I thought. He looked better than obviously Case Keenum. I gave Case Keenum praise last week, so he looked way better than that. So Matt Barkley, Zach Moss looked good. And a loser, I think like a Kumaro. That awful fumble. Oh my God, it was crazy. It was just bad. It was just hard to drive. Case Keenum could have salvaged his day if he led that drive and kept moving that drive, but that fumble just killed everything. So Kumaro didn't look too good with that awful fumble. That's a big loser today. That game.
I'm gonna go extra loser on the. So I'm glad you brought up Zach Moss because we talked about it last week. Was he going to make the team? I think he took the leap over a Duke Johnson, who was a loser this week to me.
Really?
He didn't really come out anywhere. Even special teams, he didn't jump out, of the screen at me. That was just me though.
You got some.
I'll say, and right, because we're generally going to have the same people, but as far as winners for me, I know we talked about offense, but I do want to say, and I know this is special teams, but I've said this, and I want to kind of toot my own horn. Matt Ariza took the internet by storm, took the NFL world by storm, 82-yard punt. I said he's going to be the best rookie this year, and clearly I'm just being honest, y'all. Like, we see the talent. What I'm saying is we see the talent, and we know what he can do. So shout out to the punt guy. I called it. I think we're gonna see great things from him.
Let's get into it real quick. Was that punt a little overrated?
No, yes, it was because
was the punt overrated a little bit? It's a little bit.
It was 82 yards. It was 82 yards.
Yeah, but it was a touchback.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, but it was a bomb though. It was from his own 10. It was a bomb.
Because normally they would be like at the 40. You know what I mean? At the 35.
If you got Pat McAfee shouting you out, and putting it all over his his social media. I trust his punting opinion.
Yeah, shout out.
I'll follow that.
Absolutely, shout out to the punt guy. But as far as losers, I do want to talk about that. We're talking about offensively. We're gonna get the defense in a second. Shout out to everybody in the comments. Shout out to our guys Streets. You know the vibes. For me, and listen, this is early. Please don't aggregate this. Don't get on me. Ken Dorsey. I think I want to talk about him, and I'm going to talk about him a little bit later because Sean McDermott has some words. He said there's some things, we're gonna look at, but also there are some stretches where we did not call the right plays. And he kind of alluded to that, and that's a little troubling.
He a rookie too,
that's the thing. And that's the
rookie
thing.
play caller.
He's a rookie play caller. So with that being said, he has some growing to do. But my point in saying that, like, there is a learning curve, right? Like coming from Brian Dable, it's not going to be. We can see that now. It's not going to be like. It's just not going to happen like overnight. Now, granted, it was the number 2s, number 3s.
That's a fact.
But what I'm saying is, just seeing how he played, like how he called plays. It was a slow start. I didn't like it personally. You know what I mean? I'm not saying he's like a total loser, but I just didn't like it. And also, I didn't see anything from James Cook. I don't know if anybody in the comments can agree with that. Like, I just didn't see a pop. I didn't see. Matt said he didn't see anything from Duke Johnson. I didn't see anything from James Cook. Like, there is nothing that James Cook did in a preseason game that showed me James Cook was a lights out player, or he didn't. Nothing just happened. So I don't know how y'all feel about it, but that I don't know, that kind of rubbed me the wrong way, because I at least thought I would see like one play. Like, they've been talking him up in training camp.
Yeah, 4 touches, 10 yards total.
I just didn't see it. It just wasn't for me.
I mean, I got another loser. I said it last week. OJ Howard just been out there big for nothing.
Facts.
And I don't know if he might make the team. I don't know. He might not. Who knows?
But
he probably will. But I don't know what he does good for us. I guess if Dawson not get hurt again, he break his hand again, he's out there to be big. Pause. But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, granted, listen, and we're saying winners and losers, but like, it's one preseason game. It's not the.
We only get 3.
Yeah, that's the thing. We only get 3, so we do have to talk about it. We have to micromanage. But with that being said, we can jump over to the other side of the ball. Matt, you were very excited to get to the other side of the ball. So, Matt, who are the players who you like? Are the stock is rising or the stock is falling?
And so, it's tough to just I got a bunch.
You get 2 players. You get 2.
Yeah, so that's not fair. But no, just but no. So I guess if I got to go with 2, I'll go with the obvious, well, not the obvious, but our first round pick, right? Kyrie Elam. He looked technique wise, he was playing press all day long. He looked comfortable out there, guarding, the best player. And then I'm gonna have to agree with my boy Streets out here, my boy from Game of Thrones, Balin Spector. Probably one of the rawest linebacker names in football. Dude out of Clemson, he was making plays out there.
I don't know that
tackles,
the Colts offensive line French fries was dope. That was a nice little.
Yeah, that was but I'm saying that they were two different people though. He has one. Like, if you come in a battle with a dude named Balon Spector, that's
he got a spear in his back pocket. Yeah,
absolutely. He's definitely one of the 300 for sure.
Or he's definitely like a lawyer. Like, he's like the Spectre firm. You know what I mean? Like, definitely just shout out to Balon. He definitely had a great game. Game.
I'm gonna let Rag go. I'm gonna do a bonus too after you guys go, if my third guy doesn't get thrown out there.
Yeah, I gotta throw some love to Boogie Basham with that sack fumble. Was it who picked it up and returned it? Bernard picked it up and returned it.
I'm gonna just say the rookies as a whole, man.
Yeah. Shout out to the rookies.
Rookies as a whole showed out. Settle, I saw some video of Settle just constantly pushing back guys. He looked great on defense. He was a monster in the middle. So those guys obviously Benford looked great. I mean, the defense early on looked really good because they was playing against the Colts ones. Obviously, Jonathan Taylor did not play.
Yeah,
that's a big deal. I mean, but Nyheim Hines isn't a scrub. Michael Pittman was out there. Matt Ryan did play, and we had them boys on the ropes. So I think the whole defense looked good. Like Matt said, Elam looked great. He was disappointed with any catch. You know what I mean? That 1-2 yard catch, he was disappointed that he even allowed the catch. You know what I mean? So he played well into the second quarter and stuff like that. He went out with a little head injury or whatever, but he was good. I think just like you said, all the rookies did great. The D line looked real good. So what you got, Sam?
I'll say shout out to our guy Jaquan Johnson, friend of the show, was on the pod. He made a great play on Nyheim Hines.
He looked good in that number 4 too. I didn't know that was him. He looked good in that number 4.
Yeah, he looked good. He made a great play. And I gotta say this because in watching it, sometimes you see certain details. Mike Love on the D line. They from sources have said he's putting the little little pedal to the metal to our guy Shaq
little
Lawson,
love.
man. No, listen, they're saying it's a lot going on. Mike Love, he's looking like a great project for the team. He has some good plays, played well, and also too. Rat mentioned him, Christian Benford. I'm not saying he's better than Kyer Elam. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that he's playing well. Like he's playing like he is a first round pick.
He looked more experienced. He looked like he's been there. He looked like he's the one. Yeah,
that's that four. Like I like that 4 year. He got Elam and Benford. Those are 2 senior players. You know what I mean? They played every down of their college careers. You know what I mean? They had time to develop, and they came out, and it shows.
Yeah.
I really like how like our secondary looks in the run game too. Like Cam Lewis was made the crazy blitz play. And you got a tackle for loss. You got Benford in the run game. Yeah, Kyer Elam, and then shout out to our linebacker, like guys on the hot seat that didn't play, like a Tyrell Dodson. He opened it up for a Terrell Bernard and a Balin Spector to go out there and make plays. And for a guy that's trying to make the team, that's huge for 3 games. So I loved it. I loved everybody going out, showing out.
I think we missed him. I want to throw some love to Isaiah Hodgins. He had a good showing. He had 11 targets, 9 catches, 77 yards. Yeah. I don't know if he mentions his name, but shout out to Isaiah Hodgins. He looked good. I think people like Kumaro, the Krumos of the world, the Crowders of the world, those guys is like these young guys, the Shakirs, the Isaiah Hodgins looking like, why not just keep those guys over these vets, these people that have been there for a long time. So I think, Isaiah Hodgins looked good out there.
For sure.
And we're about to talk about that in a second, Rad. But I do want to throw out somebody real quickly so we can move on. Raheem Blackshear. There's been a lot of talk about him. He ran well. I don't know if he's going to make the team necessarily, but he ran well, right? Like it does give you vibes. Christian Wade, Drake Bell. Listen, we just talked about this, y'all. Shout out to everybody in the comments who just came on. We talked about Jeff Toole, a preseason darling from the Bills. You remember those preseason darlings? But Raheem Blackshear may be a preseason darling, but shout out to him. Shout out to all the preseason players, man. But I wanted to shift to kind of one thing that we didn't expect to happen after this preseason game, and Rat kind of mentioned one of them, and that was this idea of Isaiah Hodgins putting pressure on like Jamison Crowder. Like I've been on message boards, I've been in group chats. There are a lot of people saying that we should trade Jamison Crowder, even though he has a role in the team. They said we should get rid of him. I'm just being honest. Jake Krumero was once considered a lock. He's not a lock anymore, right? No. Like it's a lot of things going on. So Matt, can you either speak to that, or do you have something that's unexpected that came out of this preseason game?
Well, it's just I guess I can't say that the Isaiah Hodgins was unexpected because we just haven't got a chance to see him. He's been hurt his first couple years. Everybody talks big about him when he does get onto the practice field or he does play. He's he's making plays in practice and training camp, but we haven't seen him in a live game. This was kind of his coming out party show, I guess so. So I can't really say I'm surprised, but I'm more happy that the young guys are putting the older guys on notice. So we don't, we have that make Bean make those tough decisions. I love that.
Okay. I'll say this as far as one thing I didn't expect. For me, I guess it would be this, like the James Cook. Listen, I don't want to gauge a hyperbole, but the running back kind of room, I don't know. Maybe I was kind of anticipating James Cook to kind of separate himself, or at least show us, as far as talent wise, why we're looking at him in such a way. That did not necessarily happen. And now I guess I don't want to say I'm back on to Zach Moss, but I'm kind of rooting for Zach Moss to keep playing better, to keep, you know what I'm saying? We might need him, moving forward. And also for me, it's the Christian Benford. I didn't expect for me to honestly come into this saying Christian Benford, he probably needs time on the field. Yeah. Like as far as us developing young corners, look at Teron Johnson. Like we developed him. He's gonna be a Pro Bowl this year. Dane Jackson. Even Levi Wallace, you know what I'm saying, to an extent. But like Christian Benford, he looks the part. Like he has the intangibles. He has the physical, the moxie. Yeah, he can get up in you. And I think that we're gonna look up. It's gonna be week 6, week 7, week 8. It's getting cold. And we look and it's like, yo, Christian Benford is out there, dog, making good plays, man. I think it's gonna be a situation. It could be a situation like that. Right? How do you feel? Is there something unexpected you've seen?
Yeah, it gotta be Case Keenum. Case Keenum was terrible. Like, you know what I mean? And I came in after the scrimmage. I went to the scrimmage and I saw him. He was quick with the ball, quick releases, quick mind. But in game action, he looked terrible. He was just deer headlights out there, right? And it was the Colts ones. I know it wasn't our ones. I know he was out there with some, not with our ones, and and our O-line wasn't the best, but still, Case, you know what I mean? You want Case Keenum to not turn the ball over, right? If our second string quarterback comes in and turns the ball over, we're losing games. Period. There's no way we're winning games if we're turning the ball over with our second string quarterback. So I thought Case Keenum wasn't going to do that. I thought he was going to be good with the ball. He was going to check it down, get the ball out to his hands quick, and not make bad decisions. But that game showed me that he was making bad decisions. He need to come back next preseason and redo that and get that bad taste out of our mouths, especially being a second string guy. If something happened to Josh, because Josh, he haven't been hurt yet, knock on wood, but he runs a lot. He's a physical person, and if he does go down, I want to have trust in my backup quarterback. And right now, Case Keenum, we don't got it. We don't got it.
I mean, listen. I'm not gonna bash Case Keenum. He's gonna be the second stringer. Like, it's gonna be fine. Like, we know who Case Keenum is. Yes, Levi Wallace was a reach, but we know who Case Keenum is, and like it just like he'll be fine. Like, he's fine. He is who he is. He's not gonna do anything more. He's not gonna do anything less. But
turn the ball over? Nah, bro. Ain't none of that. You can't turn the ball over, bro.
It's preseason. It's early. It's one game. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I do want to introduce a new segment to y'all. It's kind of a perspective check, right? To kind of, you know what I mean? Are we looking at things differently after what we've seen? And for me, I'll go first to kind of get the ball rolling. For me, I talked about Ken Dorsey and how he struggled a little bit. Yes. Shout out to Chris. He was playing with 4-string linemen. He was not playing with Diggs. He wasn't playing with, you know what I mean, Isaiah McKenzie. He wasn't playing with Dawson Knox. Like, we
just praised Shakir. We just paid Hodgins. We just played.
Yeah,
we just praised. Rookies. We just praised Zach. I'm saying we praised Zach Moss. We praised the people around him.
True.
So he played bad. You know what I mean? So it's like you could still play good in that environment.
He played bad, but what I'm saying is, if a second string is coming in, he's coming in with the first stringers. So I'm just shooting him some bell. But I want to talk about perspective change. Yeah. Ken Dorsey, I want to say use the word struggle, but you can see that, you can tell it's going to be a learning curve. And I know last year Josh Allen didn't play the preseason, right? He didn't play any game in the preseason, correct? That was a big debate. He didn't play.
I think he played against Green Bay. I think we played Green Bay, and
I don't think he did
one drive.
I don't remember.
Oh, he may have played one drive, but it was very very minimal, and we had an argument about that. I think Josh Allen needs to play at least a couple drives, not for Josh Allen, but for Ken Dorsey. I want to see the first stringers. I want to see them get some reps, because if you can remember, we were sluggish even with Brian Dable when we played the Steelers the first game of the season. I mean, I'm not blaming it all on we didn't play preseason. But what I'm saying is, I'm sure having those reps matter in game time, speed, making game time decisions, game time situations. I at least want to see okay, he played the last game. I apologize. But I at least want to see him. I want to see Ken Dorsey put together a great drive with the first stringers. Like, I think it's great for his confidence. It's great for the team. You know what I mean? To see that he can call some plays and get the ball rolling, so he could just get a rhythm with the players that he's going to call plays for. That's just my opinion on it. I don't know how you feel about that, Matt.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I don't know. That really doesn't matter to me. I don't really care if he plays at all during the preseason, because I know he's going to be ready to go. I think last year against the Steelers, it was more
Dorsey's sake.
No, that's what I'm saying. I mean that if Josh doesn't play, I don't think he needs him to play to kind of boost his confidence, because he knows what he has at the end of the day. So I think if we keep going, Howard, I'd rather just have a backup duel this preseason, because next game it could be Matt Barkley who plays Wallen and Case Keenum. So I think that's more important right now than putting Josh on the field to boost Ken Dorsey's confidence. But I don't know. That's just me.
Yeah, when I'm on Madden and I play franchise mode, I skip our preseason games, bro. I don't care. Let's get to real games. Let's play real games. It's 17 games this year. And we know what we got. We probably got one of the best offenses, if not the best offense in football. Stephon Diggs, Singletary, these guys, Josh Allen, obviously, Gabe Davis. We know what we got. You know what I mean? It's not I know, obviously, I understand what you're coming from with Ken Dorsey, but Ken Dorsey know what he got. Josh Allen know what plays he know what things he love to do. We got a wheelhouse. It's the same system, added some more things, but it's the system. We're gonna be straight. Even if it's a slow start, we gonna get it right. Josh Allen's gonna get it right, and you don't even gotta risk that. If you want, I'm sure we probably might get a drive, maybe a half. We might, but I don't even care if we do it or not. But if we do, it's good. But if we don't, I'm fine with that as well. So
yeah,
we can skip it all together.
So is there anything else you're kind of looking at differently? I know it's just been one preseason game. As far as your perspective, with the team, because I mean, a lot of people, from my vantage point, a lot of the pundits, as far as in the national media, saying that we're coming out the AFC, we're gonna go to the Super Bowl. Like, do you think the defense is showing us that we could be even better than what you originally thought?
Yeah, I think so, because I mean, granted, it's only been one preseason game, but the young boys, they answered my questions out of the gate. I know I saw a question earlier, is Christian Benford having a better camp than Elam? I wouldn't say he's having a better camp, but I'm saying he's having a more unexpected camp, because both of them came out and looked very comfortable and played very physical. That's not, I wouldn't say one is outperforming the other in camp right now. I guess if you compare draft positions,
distance travel matters.
That's the problem. Yeah, it does matter.
Step for step. I guess they both look really great out there. So that unexpected, very pleasant surprise is coming out, and then the two linebackers that are playing all over the place that can complement a Matt Milano and a Tremaine Edmonds. That's another pleasant surprise that I had question marks with going into the season.
Okay.
Not for me. You know how I feel. I feel like we going what's it 16-1. I said, or whatever. Mm-hmm. How many games? I said we going 16-1. I still feel like that. Nothing changed. I think we got the best quarterback in the football. I think our defense is going to improve. I think we got speed in the back end now with Kyle Elam. And I think when Trey Wright gets back, the two safeties, we're going to be good. I think Edmonds going to have a great year. He going to try to get that contract he want. And I think that the D line is the difference.
Crazy.
Yeah.
D line is the difference. Having Settle, Boogie coming on, Von Miller's a dog, Rousseau. I mean, we just going to be great. We're going to be a great team. Both sides of the ball, we're going to excel. So I think we're going to win most of our games, if not all of them. And I got us going to Super Bowls too. And that's how it is.
And going
we're going to
be
the better team. I think we're the better favorite in probably most games we play. We're going to be the better favorite in most games we play. That's how I feel. So why not? Now I would choose them on a card when we go down to the casino. The card, I'm gonna pick the Bills every game, not just on some homer. It's also like, Bills are a better team this week. Oh yeah, the Bills are a better team this week. Bills are a better team this week.
Oh, yo, 15-point favorite. I'm in.
I can't wait till we do predictions. Oh my god! Like if I hear 17-0, I'm just shutting the feed off, y'all. I'm telling y'all now. But listen,
you might.
I gotta go back to that the D line though. That Tim Settle, they showed the clips of him.
Quentin Nelson,
Quentin Nelson and Ryan Kelly. Those are two All-Pro interior linemen, right? So if you got a guy who is better than what we wanted Stoddard to do last year, you know what I mean? It's gonna be crazy.
It is. Listen, I'm not saying I love the Bills, y'all. I believe the Bills will win the Super Bowl this year. But wait for my prediction. Give it a couple weeks. Man. We're gonna give our predictions. Yes, Sam was gonna give his prediction. I know everybody's been waiting for it. I know everybody wants to hear it. And I listen,
10-7.
I'm really honest. I'm objective. I may be the only one objective on this show, but I'm not
objective.
We're getting ready to move forward. Shout out to everybody in the comments. Appreciate y'all. Please like and share this so everybody can see it, man. We appreciate everybody. It's been a fun time. But I do want to ask these guys, Bills versus Broncos. Preseason game coming up. I want to ask y'all, what are y'all looking for? Right? Is it a couple players that y'all keen on? Listen, let me say this before we move on. Miss Coaster, last year was rough. We trying to start off on a good note this year. We starting off on a good note this year. We buried the hatchet at Matt's 30th birthday party. I don't want us to go into this year, a little rough. All right, I'll just leave it at that. But shout out to you. We love Mama Coaster. But Matt, is any players, and this is everybody in the comments as well. Is there any players that we're kind of keen on that we're looking at, like saying, okay, let's see if he can take the next step? I think I got one that you may say, but I'm gonna see if you'll say it.
I'm all in on my boy Balin, man. My boy from Winterfell.
Oh, man.
Balin Spector, man. I'm all in. I'm ready for another linebacker, man, to complete that trio. Bernard looked good, so I think he's in. But I'm big on the linebacker core.
Okay.
But like an honorable mention. I think it'd be great to see like a Bills Mafia Let's Ride or something corny like that, since they've been doing that with Russ every year. I don't know if you've seen all the videos.
Let's
That's
ride.
like been yeah.
Let's ride. Come on,
Rat,
bro.
do you have some players that you're looking forward to?
Obviously, I mean, you've been hitting them all. You've been hitting them on this whole show. Obviously, you want to have a more explosive game from James Cook. You want Case Keenum to not turn the ball over. You know what I mean? That's my big deal. I know he was playing with some backers. I know the O-line wasn't there, but protect the ball. If you're a second string quarterback in any team, you want to protect the ball. You want to end the drive with kicks, punts, or field goals. Like, you know what I'm saying? We don't want to turn the ball over, short fields for the other team, put our defense in bad situations. So Case Keenum, Matt Barkley, protect the ball. And that's what I want to see. I want to see our offense protect the ball. I want to see Case Keenum have a more stronger game against a good defense. The Broncos, if they play their stars, Broncos got a good defense. Their D-line is good. I know we got Von Miller, but their defense is good. They got a good back end, Patrick Surtain and them boys. So it's a good defense that's coming. So I want to see Case Keenum and Matt Barkley protect the ball and just be productive.
For sure. Listen, I'll just say this. Shout out to Tyler Bass. Game-winning field goal. It's always nice to mention him. Even it's business as usual with him, but it's definitely important. Like that's something that you're going to need moving forward. And also, I want to see Christian Benford and Kyer Elam getting better. Especially Christian Benford. Like I want to see his maturity. Like as preseason goes on, like if he can get better and become an actual real player that we can play, that's a steal. Like that's a steal. That's another Brandon Beane late round draft pick that's coming into fruition like early. So that's a steal. And I want to see the defensive line continue to get bigger. Boogie Basham. I want to see AJ Epenesa. I want to see Mike Love. I want to see Shaq Lawson continue to play well. So it's like the rookies have been amazing, right? So we want to see these guys build on it. The Shakirs of the world, right? We want to see him build on it. I know Isaiah Hodgins, he is a stud.
When I watch him, right, obviously, I think when you watch Shakir, you understand the wide receiver depth that comes in the drafts is massive, because for him to fall to the 5th round, obviously you want them first day guys is usually top end speeds, the 4.4s, 4.3 guys. He's not that, but he's a football player and he can catch the ball. Obviously I talk about Robert Woods, but the Keenan Allens of the world, those guys who wasn't the top end speed guys, but when they get opportunities, they catch the ball, they make plays. He's that guy. Yeah. I expect maybe not this year because we got dogs, but year 2, year 3.
Expect it though.
I just understand. But we paid McKenzie, we paid some other guys, so I understand that. But Shakir, maybe next year, the year after that, I expect him to be in a starting role and be productive because he's that good.
If Shakir is doing this next preseason game and the preseason game after that, and he continues to ball out in practice, I want to see him make that tough decision, man. Like he needs to be on the field if he continues to play like that. And I want to say this too, man. It's important. I'm harping on Christian Benford because he's been playing well. So a source told me that a GM asked about him, right? Asked about him. Asked about Christian Benford as far as he's going to make the team because they have interest in him. I mean, we've been talking all offseason. It was a question on Levi Wallace, whether or not we're going to resign him. You know what I mean? Question about Dean Jackson. Question about our cornerback room.
Yep.
If we can get a late round quarterback who can play, I mean, Cam Lewis is getting better, but if Christian Benford can jump that, shout out to Cam Lewis. I don't want him to get kicked off the team. Shout out to UB. But if we can get that, that's amazing, yo. So listen, man, shout out to everybody. We're getting geared up for this season, ready for this preseason game that's about to happen.
I want to do a little Q&A though. I got
say it again.
I want us to do a little Q&A for the last, if that's cool. I want to go through and some questions that we can answer, if that's cool.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
All right, so let's go to the comments. What was the question? My thoughts on rookies. There was another question. Let me see.
We kind of like, as we were going, we were kind of answering them.
Here you go, right here. So are y'all taking Case Keenum as the backup over Barkley?
No. I mean, yes. I'm sorry. Yes, we're taking Case Keenum over Barkley without question. It's not even close. Matt Barkley sucks.
I don't know, Matt. What's your thoughts? Yeah, I know Matt.
I don't know, man. I feel like Matt Barkley is comfortable out there, and you know, I like you said, you want your backup quarterback to protect the ball. I think he showed, you know, that he can do that in this offense and kind of be a game manager if we needed him to step in, you know, with our offense. That's, I don't know. After the weekend, I probably would take. I mean, I definitely would take Barkley after this weekend. I guess we'll have to let it play out a couple more.
I think it's silly for us to even say that. Like Case Keenum was a legit starting quarterback in the NFL for multiple games. Like he is the quintessential backup. Like he had 2 interceptions, but so what? Move on. Like I mean, like should we bench every quarterback after a bad game? No. Like he had a bad game. Move on. Like Case Keenum is who he is. He is who he is. He's a legit fringe starting quarterback in the NFL. Matt Barkley is barely a quarterback in the NFL.
But if we keep turning the ball over the next couple of preseasons,
I mean,
is it a discussion?
If he goes, what was the quarterback name that went to the Raiders that was just god awful?
Nathan Peterman.
Yeah, if he goes Nathan Peterman, then God, we can't play him. But and even Nathan Peterman is still playing. But but like Case Keenum is the quarterback. He's our backup. I'm fine with that. Like it's okay.
Should we call San Fran? Try to get Jimmy G?
Absolutely not. That's insane. Jimmy G he's like too much money. Like it's way too much money.
Yeah, you're right. Mama Coaster said, I mean, we talked about it, but we can still hit it back. She asked, what's our thoughts on the rookies in general?
We touched on it, but we were impressed by all of them. I mean, I don't think there was a rookie that performed bad over the weekend. You talked about unexpected and then expected.
James Cook.
Yeah, and James Cook.
He didn't play bad. He just didn't pop. He wasn't bad. He didn't fumble.
Yeah, you were expecting an 80-yard touchdown or something. You know, it's gonna come. It's gonna come with him.
And he wasn't a starter. You know, Zach Moss was a starter. Zach Moss got the feature carries. And Zach Moss looked good. So I'm not really too mad about. If you feel fine about Case Keenum, everybody can feel fine about James Cook.
For sure.
You're right. Yeah, for sure, man. Shout out to everybody in the comments. We're gonna try to do a little Q&A after every show if we can. Depending on the time, we have some time left. But I do want to say, be on the lookout for. Yes, Case Keenum did play for Washington Redskins, but be on the lookout for Matt. Commanders. I'm sorry, y'all. Matt's 53-man roster projection. He did it last year. It was a hitter. It was a banger. People loved it, so we kind of want to go back to the well. Matt's gonna he's gonna predict the 53-man roster. And so be on the lookout for that. We definitely gonna hopefully have some visuals for that, like we had last year. I know that a lot of people like that. Listen, we moving forward. Things are happening. So please shout out overduebillspod.com, Buffalo fan base. Please like, share, rate, and review, subscribe. And we got the sale. We got the sale on the merch. So please go on the website, get your merch right now. I don't think I missed anything, guys. Did I?
Well, no, you didn't miss anything, but also in a couple of weeks coming up, we're gonna have our first of full season contests. We do our score prediction with Wing Kings every week, so be on the lookout for that.
For real, absolutely. So, man, y'all know how we end every show with a little bit of that. Hey.
Peace.